It's here. My new firepower just arrived. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Woohoo! Apparently, it's in a new container. And apparently there's a new taste to it. Let's see. Aha! There you can see the new firepower. Oh, dynamite with our new logo on it. So let's have a taste. Aha! Some water. Always a little bit of water. Open the thing. Oh, nicely sealed. Aha. There's the spoon. There's the spoon, the little screw. It was very, very deep. Bit of water. There you go. Baby powder, Johnson & Johnson. Here we go. Okay, now let's see. Remember the first batch, version 1? It was just fizzing all over. It's not fizzing so much now. No, that's good. The second batch, the taste was a bit off. Not that bad at all. Now, I think it's time to chat to Frank about what is in this new firepower version 3. So let me get Frank online. Let me get Frank online. Where's Frank? Let me get Frank online. Frank, you there?
Hi, Steph. How you doing?
Hey, I've just received this in this little, it's a smaller, nice, it's a nicer container. It's not, I mean, the previous one you had to sort of, with the last bit, you had to sort of, you know, you need a.
Yeah, you like the shape of this one?
Yeah, I like the shape of this one, and I like the taste. It's not so fizzy. But it's also, you don't taste the bicarb. Did you remove the bicarb in here?
No, the bicarb is still there. No, it's
so what did you do to improve the taste?
We just balanced the formula a little bit in terms of the taste additives. So we're still using skopge.
Okay, Frank, sorry, we had a quick interruption there. Tell us about the taste.
Yes, so we balanced the taste out a little bit. We're still using natural lemon, natural lime, so no artificial flavorants. But we took a citric acid out to reduce the foaming, so it's not as extreme in the foaming section. But the lemon, the lime are coming out nicely, but muted. They are not kind of in your face. So
it's not so in your face, yeah.
It just covers over the taste of all the vitamins without actually being overly strong.
So Frank, quickly remind us again, a year ago, it's nearly exactly a year ago, we brought out version 1 of the firepower. Why did we bring out the firepower in the first place?
So we had this constant complaint of people drinking a whole handful of pills every day, and I said they didn't want to just stop drinking one type of pill just to keep on drinking another type of pill. And we started working on a way of getting in all of these pills, firstly to save those who don't like swallowing pills a little bit of trouble. Secondly, to get rid of that daily cup of bicarb in a way that is acceptable. And thirdly, thirdly, to save on cost, because pills are much more expensive than powder. And then fourthly, of course, to save time. So if you just have to take a scoop in your water, stir and drink, then it's a lot of time saved instead of opening many different bottles and weighing out every capsule or tablet that you're supposed to be drinking. So those are the 4 reasons we started the development. The tricky part is to get all the supplements in balance so that you don't get too much of the one and too little of the other one. And so that took some time. But yeah, last year we launched the first one. We got some feedback. It was foaming too much, and taste was too strong. We reduced the foam a little bit, but the cellulose, the fiber we added was a bit overwhelming. So we toned down on that in this round, and we got the tastes a bit more in balance. So I think by now, version 3 is very much close to a real dandy product. And I very much like the new containers because, as you say, you can actually reach the bottom of the container without needing the hands of the Japanese cellist to get inside there.
Yeah, that's right. So Frank, also importantly is, if we think about reversing insulin resistance, there are a few key supplements that we can't get out of our food actually enough to reverse insulin resistance. That's important. So that's all in here. So it's the let's go through it. It's in the first place, it's the vitamin D.
Right. So vitamin D, you have about 2,000 units per scoop in this particular version. And because it's in a powder format, it's quite easily absorbed. And that helps a lot. So we normally recommend up to 10,000 units a day for diabetics. But in this format, being easily absorbed, you probably need less because the vitamin D in this format is very easily absorbed into the body.
So if you're still in the process of reversing insulin resistance, we recommend you take 1 scoop twice a day.
Correct.
So you'll get about 4,000, nearly 4,200 units of vitamin D if you're still reversing it. You may want to add 1 of the omega-3 capsules a week until you get your blood level to a level of 80. But once it's there, then this will probably be enough. The next on the list is zinc.
Yes, then zinc is also very difficult to get from food. In nature, it's mostly from seafood, especially then oysters and shellfish. So because we don't always eat that, the zinc has been added here. So in a format that's very well absorbed, the picolinate. So that's another added bonus. Your zinc comes right here. You don't have to worry about getting it from elsewhere.
Yeah, so if you take 1 scoop twice a day, you'll get about 16 milligrams of elemental zinc in. So
that's about 160% or 180% of your daily requirements. So it's a pretty good dose of zinc that you get. And most diabetics are zinc deficient, and zinc is important because it helps with the transport of glucose into the muscle cells or the nerve cells. So it in its own right is important to get the glucose where it's supposed to be and not in the arteries where it causes damage.
That's right. And then there's magnesium.
Our good old friend magnesium, which you cannot get from food, you need to get from other sources, and that's why we added it here. So it's the one thing which unfortunately is very important, but at the same time very scarce in the Western diet, and that's why we've added it here as part of the supplement stack.
So again, 200 milligrams elemental magnesium in a scoop. So 2 scoops a day will give you 400 milligrams of elemental magnesium.
Yeah, and that's, together with the healthy diet like we recommended in the FIRE lifestyle, should get you pretty close to your daily requirement of magnesium. So it's a bit of a help. It's not all the way there, but it's a good way towards getting enough magnesium into your diet.
Good. And then there's a few B vitamins in here also, Frank. B1, B5.
Yes. Yeah, so especially the B1 is important for glycolysis, the burning of glucose. So it's a very high dose of B1 relative to what is normally recommended, but it's completely safe. And the B1 is there, as I said, to help burn glucose faster and also to feed the nerves, especially in patients where they've already got nerve damage from years and years of diabetes. So it helps for that. It has many other benefits for mood, stability. So it has great antidepressant components. It's not an antidepressant as such, but it has it helps a lot for people with depression and anxiety. And then we have B5. Now B5 is in a sense a forgotten vitamin. People don't really know what it is. It's not something that many people stress, but actually if you look at the function of B5, pantothenic acid is very important in the burning of fat. So as we transition from burning carbs to burning fat, we need B5. And most people are quite deficient in B5. You can get B5 from diet, but we added it here for the reason of boosting the levels because many people are quite deficient in B5. And as you transition out of diabetes, you will need the extra B5 to start burning fat. So it's important fat burning vitamin.
And then there's vitamin C.
Yes, good old friend vitamin C, antioxidant. It's just because most diabetics and people with metabolic disease struggle with oxidation, too much oxidation in the body. So vitamin C helps block that, and in the process helps prevent inflammation. So getting on top of inflammation, which is a major cause of heart disease, as we now know. So it helps to even that out.
And then our good old friend, the bicarb.
Yeah, so there is bicarb hidden deeply inside. So you'll still find bicarb and the idea of neutralizing stomach acid and thereby triggering the stomach to go and find acid elsewhere, which will be the blood, alkalizing blood in the process. And in the process also boosting kidney function. So if you use this every day, once or twice a day, you'll find kidney function improving over a period of 3 to 6 months. And it's quite encouraging to see the results coming back as people submit their blood results.
And then lastly, you've also added some cellulose. You spoke about
the
that
fiber, so the plant fiber or cellulose we add as a prebiotic to help establish the right kinds of gut microbes. So you have a daily requirement of somewhere between 25 and 30 grams of fiber. It's pretty hard to get to that using even a pretty raw food kind of diet approach. So we give you another little helper by adding, I think, about 6 grams or so of fiber per scoop. And that just helps you to get to a place where your fiber requirements are lower and you can get to them easier. And the more fiber you take, the better for the microbes in your gut and the healthier your gut will be.
So Frank, in a bottle like this, there's 50 scoops. So if you're still in the process of reversing your insulin resistance, this will last you about 25 days. If you've already sort of in the maintenance phase, it's 1 scoop a day. So that'll last you for 50 days. So great value for money. Previously, we've calculated that by taking the powder instead of taking the different pills, one save around 500 Rand a month just on your supplement cost. So thanks, Frank, for doing this. It's really tasting nice. I'm looking forward to. We've been out of stock for a while, so I got used to all my pills again. But thank goodness we have powder. So looking forward to Firepower, the 3rd version. So thank you so much.
I just mentioned here that I'm in the process of testing other tastes, natural tastes. So hopefully we'll have another flavor of Firepower available soon. It's not so easy in this game because people are used to having very intense artificial flavors in their food. And when you go for natural flavors, then they're not as intense and people feel kind of cheated. But I have polled so many people using the Firepower, and the vast majority say I'd rather have something natural than something artificial. So we're sticking with what the circle wants and what the customers want. So we're working on other taste additives, and hopefully we'll have another flavor pretty soon to offer as well. Yeah, and thank you so much for everybody who provided feedback and helped us to improve this product. That's there to help all of us to fix our insulin resistance easily and to keep it there. So Frank, thank you so much. You can order it from integro.co.za. You can order your Firepower. So until we meet each other again, see you soon. Bye-bye. Goodbye.